Everyone knows when you see a tiger or an animal that is attacking, what do they look for? Do they look for an animal that is weak, or do they look for an animal that is strong like them to fight? What do they look for?
Weak one.
They look for weak victims. On the street, the people that I deal with that prey on the innocent people, they look for weak people. That's the reality. If someone is on the street, they're going to see someone like me, they're not going to come up to me. Who are they going to go to? They're going to have the person that has their head down and is walking like this, and they project an aura of weakness. So I need all of you, number one thing I need you to leave here tonight is to flush and get away of the victim mentality. We have rights in this country to protect ourselves. Sa? Sa? Yeah. We have rights to protect ourselves. Okay. I'm going to talk about briefly the things that the government trains you to do on an active shooter. Run, hide, and fight. And as I progress, I'm going to talk more and more about each of them because I want you guys to understand that while 911 is a good tool, how long does it take police to respond?
3 minutes.
An hour.
3 minutes.
How long?
An hour.
3 to 5 minutes, right? It's not
Yeah,
3 to 5 minutes. How much death can happen in 3 to 5 minutes? A lot. Correct? So whose job is it to protect ourselves? It's our job to protect ourselves. It's all of you's job to protect ourselves. When I was here last time I gave the training, I said every mosque should have a safety and security committee. Do you remember? I'm going to ask you, does this mosque have a safety and security committee?
Yes.
Yes.
You do?
Yes, we do.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so there's cameras tonight, so when I say takbir, make it roar. Takbir! It's okay, it's a good Allah. It's good.
Every Allahu Akbar is good, brother.
That's right. Okay, so running. To run. Where would you run? If I ask the shooter and he's at this door here, which way would you run? Away from the gunfire. I know it sounds simple, but believe me, when that starts happening, you lose all your peripherals. You don't know what to do. Ladies, do you understand? Run away from the gunfire. Away. If someone's shooting there, they're standing there shooting, run away. If you happen to get to safety, you have an exit door there, there's an exit door there. What's the first thing you want to do when you get outside? Call 911. You want to call 911 as fast as you possibly can. Make sense? Everyone understand that? Can everybody fight?
No.
No, not everybody can fight. If you're a runner, which is okay, run away from the gunfire. So what do you have to know? You have to know where the exits are. Depending on where you're praying. You have exit here, you have exit here, you have exit here, correct? It's muscle memory. Next thing, hiding. Is there anywhere to hide in here? No. Where? Behind the pillars. So will the bullet go through that? It'll rip right through that. It will. But at least you won't have a direct line of sight between the shooter and you. But I don't think too many brothers are going to be able to hide here. Sisters, you're upstairs, right? What's the first thing you want to do if you hear active shooter? What's the first thing you want to do? Ladies, you want to barricade the doors because you're safe up there. The bullets aren't going up there, correct? Do you know how to barricade the doors? No. Safety and Security Committee. Safety and Security Committee. Who's on the Safety and Security Committee? And I gotta raise your hand. Okay, So Safety and Security Committee, that's something that you want to make sure you train the women how to do. If someone comes in here and opens fire, they have a very safe space upstairs. They have to barricade the doors to make sure nobody comes in. Because the last thing you want to do is if someone's firing here, you don't want to send people outside that you don't need to. Because what if there's somebody else out there? You're going to send them into the gunfire, right? Let them barricade upstairs. Can you hide behind the pulpit here?
No.
No. The bullet will go right through there. Okay. So let's talk about fight for a while. Run, hide, fight. What are some definitions of fight?
When you physically interfere and you tackle a guy and stop him from doing whatever and you beat him up.
Okay. So one brother said you can physically tackle them and do what?
Beat him up.
Beat him up. Okay. Yeah, he deserves worse than that. Okay, so let's rewind. If somebody comes in here and opens fire, like they did in New Zealand, what are they here to do?
To kill as many as you can.
What?
To kill as many as they can.
They're here to kill as many of us, our wives, our children, our brothers, as many of us as we can.
He can.
Or he or she, it doesn't matter. You guys understand that? Is that in your head? So I'm going to ask you, if somebody comes in here to kill you, what is your definition of fight? What are you legally able to do?
Stand your ground.
What?
Kill him back. Kill him back.
You can kill the person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yep.
Listen, please pay attention. I want you guys have to get out of this victim mentality. If somebody comes in here to kill all of us, you have a right to kill them.
Yeah.
Where's the imam?
Traveling.
Where's the imam?
Traveling.
Where's the Khateeb that was here leading prayer? Who's the scholar? He just left.
He ran.
In Islam, if someone is trying to kill you, what do you have the right to do back? Listen to me. If somebody is trying to kill you, in Islam, what do you have a right to do back?
Protect yourself. Kill him.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself. Protect others.
Protect others. If you have somebody with a machine gun mowing everybody down, don't talk to me about fighting and defending. This is real. I asked you guys last time when I was here, could it happen?
Yes. Yes.
It happened. Could it happen again? Absolutely. It could happen again. It's a matter of what? It's a matter of where and when. Allahu Akbar. We have to do our part and make sure that we're ready to protect ourselves. In the state of Florida, if someone is trying to kill you, that's deadly force. You can return deadly force. Full stop. You guys understand that? So, what does that mean? Do we want everyone in the mosque to carry a gun?
No.
No. We don't want to do that.
Well, can we take his gun and shoot him?
You can take his gun, but I can guarantee you, just like you saw the shooter in New Zealand, how many guns did he have? How many guns, Sadr? He had 5 guns.
Did he have him on at the same
So is that a good plan? Is that a good plan? Okay. I want to talk about a couple of things. This mosque is very unique. It's set up differently, so I want to talk about some things. I strongly recommend, if you have some people that are licensed, that the Safety and Security Committee allow people to carry in this mosque. I don't go anywhere unless I'm carrying.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a problem with that if the Safety and Security Committee designate people?
No.
Does anyone have a problem with that? Raise your hand. Nobody has a problem with that. Okay. No one is going to volunteer. Who's in the Safety and Security Committee? Where's Haji? Are you hiding?
He's undercover, man.
Okay. So I want to talk about a couple things real fast about positioning. All right? I talked about this before. I have to put the mic down because the mic won't reach over there. So just bear with me. So if I was on the Safety and Security Committee, and I was one of the people that were carrying in this mosque to protect the people in this mosque, my recommendation would be for you, every single Jummah, to pray in the blind spot of this pillar. You guys understand? So, let's say for instance, I come here every Jummah, which I wish I could, because I love you all, but I travel a lot. Me, I'm going to pray right here. This is my spot. Why? There's no direct line of sight between me and the entryways into this mosque. So, if somebody comes to the mosque and they open fire, I'm in a very, very good tactical position to return fire. Agreed? Does that make sense? Can you guys make that happen? All right. Okay. Safety and Security Committee. You have a question?
What would happen if you just came in and wrapped the fire on every single place?
Then a lot of people would die. No, it's not funny. You know, I know you play a lot of video games. What do you play? Fortnite? You play Fortnite?
No.
Or Black Ops?
No.
Okay. So this is a reality. If you guys saw that horrific video, that's exactly what it looked like. You guys understand? So that young man is a very real example. That could happen. So I'm asking everybody the same way I asked 2 years ago when I came and gave the safety training at every mosque. Mentally prepare and don't be complacent with your safety. Get out of the victim mentality. Run, hide, or fight. Now, if you don't have anyone that's armed, the definition of fighting is only one thing. As many people as you possibly can running at the shooter and doing whatever you can to tie each one of his arms up. Why? Because where's the danger? Is his feet the danger? His hands are the danger. So the people that are tackling have to grab his hands. Make sense? Who's willing to do that if something happens? Okay. All right, ready? I want you to pay attention. Who's willing to volunteer for the Safety and Security Committee? Raise your hand. Keep them up high. I want Haji, you looking? Look. Keep your hand up if you're willing to volunteer for the Safety and Security Committee of this masjid. You got it? You got a snapshot? Take your phone out and video it. I'm just kidding. You got it. Okay. If you're done, after you're done, please go see brothers and Haji after. Listen. I cried, just like all of you cried when you saw that. But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I knew when I started this almost 3 years ago that it's just a matter of time. You see it going all over the world. You see it happening. It's just a matter of time. So all of you need to swallow that. Listen, I hate to be in this type of society. I wasn't like this when I was growing up in the 80s. I was watching Revenge of the Nerds and Superman. Really. But this is where we are. So now we have to take the step forward and we have to make sure that we are mentally prepared and we have a plan to deal with an active shooter or active killer. Okay? Let's transition a little bit to prevention. Who saw the police officer outside today when you came in? The Boca Raton police officer. How far away was the officer?
1,500 feet.
How many?
300
300
feet.
feet? How many people can be shot and killed from the time it takes that person to run from their squad car to the mosque? How many?
Too many.
20, 30, depending on what kind of firearm they bring in. So the mosque leadership, what good does it do to hire an officer and have him park by the street? I don't mean to call all of you out. It's a reminder, I talked about this before, but this is the reality. You understand? This is reality. Why? Why are we paying a parking guy? How much are we paying this guy? $50, $60, or a woman, I don't know who it is. $50, $60 an hour to sit in their patrol car and watch the street? Could somebody drive by the patrol car and drive up with a gun in their trunk and look and go, hello, open the trunk and come walk into the mosque? Right? We're paying them, correct? They're following what we tell them to do. A smarter position for the law enforcement officer is here in the front. And that's good dawah. Right?
They were there on Friday.
Yeah, no, I saw. Alhamdulillah. I know, I saw that. I'm just, if we're paying for it, let's use it correctly. I tell all of the masjids, all of the leadership of all of the masjids, you're the one that are paying for this service, you tell the officers where to go. Let them be at the front. Let them be here so people can see them. What better deterrent than have somebody with a gun on their thing that says police right across their chest? It's a good deterrent, right? Also, police have the radios. Just like that, they can get 100 people here.
Yeah, like
Okay? All right. So I want to talk about a couple of other things you can do for prevention. The best thing to do is not to let the shooter enter the building. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So how do we do that?
Lock the doors.
Officer, correct? Officer, armed officer up front, armed to protect us. Another thing that I ask all of the mosques to do for their safety and security committee, and you have plenty of volunteers, Sahaji, is brothers that volunteer to greet people for Jummah. Just brothers that know the community can stand outside and greet people and look for suspicious behavior or suspicious people or people that are in the car and you're greeting them. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. How much reward is you're getting from Allah, inshallah? Can you imagine? I can't imagine that. You're doing two things. You're getting the reward for the salam. The next thing you're doing is you're getting a reward for protecting, because you actually have a function in protecting the community. Is that something that you guys can do? Now, the trick with that is you don't want the same brother over and over and over and over and over again, because they want to come for ibadah as well. So rotate. That's why it's important to have a lot of people on the safety and security committee so you guys can rotate. Maybe once a month you can volunteer to be the greeter outside, one or two. Sisters, can you also be greeters for the sisters? You can talk, it's okay. Can you? Yes. So ladies should also be part of the safety and security committee. Correct? So we can do that. You can incorporate that. Now, if, God forbid, something was to happen, an active killer or an active shooter walks in, we have to understand something. No matter what we do to prepare, people will suffer. No matter what we do. The whole point that we want to do is we want to minimize that. If you saw the video in New Zealand, how long was he freely just spraying? How long? How many people could have been saved if we had some brothers, number one, that thought ahead and was ready for this type of action? If they had a safety and security committee in their mosque to prepare and said, if God forbid if something happens, we are going after this person either with a firearm or we're going to go after this person. Could they have saved everybody? No. Could they save a lot of people? Yes. Absolutely. They could have saved a lot of people that day. A lot of people. I want to close with that because I promised I wouldn't go that long. My dear brothers and sisters, I know all of our hearts are hurting. I'm not here to panic anybody. I'm not here to raise an alarm or make everyone say, oh my God, we can't go to the masjid. That's not what I'm here doing. I'm here for you to raise awareness and to give you confidence and to get out of the victim mentality and to have a plan. To have a plan. That's all I'm asking you to do. Stop being complacent with your safety. You want me to show you another magic trick? Men, raise your hand if you're married. Raise your hand if you're married. Some brothers got 2 hands up. Leave your hands up. Leave your hands up. All right. Leave your hands up. No, please, it won't take long. Okay. No, leave them up. Leave them up. If the ladies, the women in your family, have the knowledge, skills, or tools to protect themselves if they were attacked, keep your hand up. One. What I asked was for all the brothers that were married to keep their hand up. My second question was if the women in your family have the knowledge, skills, or tools to protect themselves if they were attacked in public, keep your hand up. Okay. Brothers, I'm going to get a little forward with you right now. What's wrong with you? No, listen to me. Whose job is it to protect our women?
The man.
Whose job? 4 people raised their hand in this room. 4. Really? You see what's happening to our sisters? They're being yelled at, they're being berated, they're being attacked. And 4 people in this room thought it important for their wives to know how to protect themselves. Listen, we have to change ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Qur'an, if we don't change, He will not change us unless we change ourselves. Why? Because we're complacent about our safety. We're complacent about our women's safety and about our children's safety. Shame on all of us. I don't mean to make you feel bad. Don't be mad at me. If I offended you, come up to me and punch me after. You're mad at me? Okay. I want to close and just answer questions regarding active shooter, and then I will speak with you guys after if you guys have any direct questions. Are there any questions about what I spoke about tonight regarding active shooter? Yes?
So, do you try to tackle them right away when you see them, or you wait for them to change when they're out?
No, you run. If you are one that are running at the shooter, what are you making a decision to do? You're going to die. Most likely, correct? So, because of the open space, there's no room to hide. So you have to mentally be prepared if you're going to be the one fighting. You know if someone comes in and opens fire, I'm going to run at that person. You have to mentally be prepared to give your life. That's why I'm here talking to you guys tonight, so you guys can get this wrapped around your head. So when something happens, you're not running around in circles like a chicken. Answer your question? What do you mean? Listen, the ICBR community is a larger community, and anytime you have numbers of congregation, family nights, Juma, that's a good place to have that congregation. It was before. Because the killer didn't know. Yeah. It was preparing for sure.
That can be just a regular day at all.
It could be. It could be. We have to take the most investment, right? Return on investment. So the most people are here, that's where we want to have the most security.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, So let's say a bunch of people overran the shooter with, numbers, right? One versus a bunch, right? We got him incapacitated, got him pinned down. What do we do with the weapon? Do we throw it in the garbage?
Take it away from the shooter. Any other questions, ladies? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Yes.
Security guard in the gate. And do you just watch it? Particularly we have more people on Friday or Friday night. So we keep a guard, security guard, 2, 3, 4 guards. And they watch and who is carrying who is carrying. And we will be seeing them who is carrying, somebody carrying there. So if we keep guard there, at the time, Salah is very
Yeah, that's what I said. I said to have an armed officer outside. That's exactly what I said. Please. Yeah, definitely. Yes.
I believe the concealed weapon license in Florida doesn't allow you to have it in place of worship. There's a special permit to allow.
No, that's not true.
It's not true.
No. Places of worship are private property. There are restrictions for schools, but not for places of worship. Yes.
Talking about protecting your families and your life, is there any specific programs you recommend us to maybe take or watch or?
I did a really good safety training when I went into this in detail. I just don't have the time for that tonight. But I can tell you briefly, I recommend hand-to-hand combat, martial arts. That's very important. And also non-lethal weapons. Pepper spray, taser, and also I also recommend lethal if the women want to carry a gun. It's perfectly fine. They just have to do it in the framework of the law. But the most practical thing is the hand-to-hand combat. They actually have women instructors that you can bring here, hire them, and let them teach the women in private.
And when it comes to taser, is it legal?
Yes, pepper spray and taser are legal in the state of Florida.
Is there any special permit for this?
No. Yes.
We have seen that this have been so done and all the work. Can we say technically that we are
No. I would not go that far. There are a lot of people that don't like Muslims, and there are a lot of people that don't think that they're very evil. But I think war is a whole different thing. We're dealing with a lot of individuals that do it, but it's just individuals. I want the kids to put your hands down. Kids, hands down. Adults. Okay. Guys, thank you. Yes, brother.
So you notice outside when the kids play basketball, how do we prevent something sort of like what happened in Paris, which was drive in and plow and traffic do something tragedy? Do we put up a barrier? Do we make sure that one of the brothers that has a truck locks that area where the kids are placed and there's homes on the ground?
There are a lot of what ifs. I definitely recommend building in your infrastructure, security gates and things like that, but that's a very expensive investment. That's something that the community would have to talk to the leadership of the mosque to make that investment. Could it happen? Yes. Can an active shooter happen? Yes. But we just need to make the best decisions. Definitely the area that's out there, I see you have a posted security guard. I don't know if it's a guard or just a security thing. But if you have children playing outside, my recommendation would be to have the law enforcement officer by the mosque and the security guard outside to protect the children. Yes, brother.
How do you protect a non-Muslim coming inside but oppose another Muslim with
Who would be able to see that?
the person up front?
The greeters, right?
But then again,
They could, you don't know. We can't stop everything. But the greeters can definitely, because when we're saying salamu alaikum to people, salamu alaikum, and they don't return the salam, and they're acting suspicious, right? We don't tackle the person, we just watch. If we see anything, we call 911.
Yeah, because if a person comes well prepared, they will be able to answer alaikum salam.
You would be surprised. Criminals aren't that smart. Okay.
Because
Yes, right one.
remember, he trained for 2 years before he did this.
Yeah.
See, when you look at that video, how it happened, and how much time, when you enter the compound and start shooting, you just wonder how sharp these people should be and alert every second. Because that happens just in a fraction of a second.
They weren't prepared, Red One. They were completely oblivious for safety. Completely complacent in safety. No thought to safety.
But imagine we have people like that.
Yeah, if somebody saw somebody walking up with machine guns, what do you think is going to happen?
I know that they cannot even blink for the quarter. They have to stay focused and all the time. They have to be.
Yeah, well, that's why we have some law enforcement out front. And also we have the greeters out front, so they can greet people and say salam. Okay, yes?
Do you think there's a chance for a more in-depth training for some people?
Yeah, I have no problem coming back to do more in-depth, especially for the, for the females, regarding non-lethals and things like that. We just have to arrange it with the masjid. Tonight I just wanted to talk about active shooter to raise awareness. If you have any questions for me individually, you can come see me. I'll be on the side over here to answer any questions. Guys, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan. Can we hold this for a second? Jazakallah khairan, Nizar, for that very powerful training. Now you know why we call him Mr. Incredible. We're lucky we have him on our side. Very important. If you want a more in-depth training for your local mosque or for different mosques throughout the state of Florida, you can go to the CAIR Florida website, cairflorida.org, and click on Action Center, Request a Training. Enter your information, and we will come and we'll provide this training as well as many others. CAIR Florida does many trainings, security training, know your rights, travel harassment, bullying. We do many trainings to empower you, to keep you safe, and we have a team of attorneys to protect you. We protect your safety and your freedom. So contact us, go to our website if you want us to schedule training at both mosques. Jazakallah khairan for your leadership. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I have a